Let me guess.
Man.
Shedeur Sanders haters doesn't think Shedeur's energy brings the team doesn't hit different for the Cleveland Browns. If you couldn't see that Shedeur Sanders' energy hits different for the Cleveland Browns, you are one of the Shedeur haters that I'm talking about. And Shedeur stepped up, man, and he made the best of his opportunity because he understands Kevin Stefanski isn't going to be hanging or handing him many opportunities. He has to take advantage of the opportunity at that moment because there might not be tomorrow if he doesn't capitalize. And he understands that, you know? Mm-hmm. He understands that. But especially if he didn't make the best of his opportunity against the Raiders, whew, this would have been a long week of nothing but controversy in the media between Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel. Who belongs at the starting quarterback?
No, I was saying I feel like Vegas was like counting Shedeur out, man. They had his over under at 152 yards. They don't do that for nobody. But I was like,
Shedeur his first start, man. What's wrong with him? Shedeur his first start, man. The first quarterback to win in his first start for the Browns, I think in 29 years. Cleveland Browns first rookie to win in their first start since 1999. 11 for 20, 209 yards. 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Shedeur Sanders, man, he was on fire out there. It wasn't no doubt in Coach Prime mind or Shedeur mind that he wasn't going to go out there and be successful. It wasn't no doubt. You can tell. And that's when I talked about the last time I talked about Shedeur and when he had to take the field in the second half after Dillon Gabriel went down. And I said, Shedeur looked like he had experience. He looked like he looked comfortable. And at that time, it kind of sounded a little off. But that's what I meant. Because I saw today, back then in that last game, you know, just because it didn't pan out the way he wanted to, I saw that he had all the intangibles, the patience, the arm, being able to make the reads, not scared to go down the field with the football and things like that, you know?
How you feel about only having 20 attempts? Is that like he felt that was like the perfect amount?
Exactly. I think that was the perfect amount for Shedeur Sanders, man. The first game as a full-time starter, first week with a full week of preparation as the starting quarterback. This is a different level, a different speed, you know, compared to college football. So it was a game for him to go out there and get his feet wet, right? And I can see, man, he is eager to do more, and he wants to get the football down the field more, and he wants to throw the football field more. But he, you know, the coach's job is to protect Shedeur from himself and make sure, like I said, I was watching to make sure Kevin Stefanski and the Browns offensive coordinator run the football the same as they did with Dillon Gabriel. You know, I wanted to, if they didn't come out there running the football the same way they did with Dillon Gabriel, to me, that would have been some games being played, you know, because it didn't make any sense for this offense to change to be a passing offense first, and now just because Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback. But like I said, man, let's revisit my predictions for this game. And if anybody remember my predictions, man, I went out there, I went on a limb because I believe in Shedeur. And like I said, I can see what he can do. You know what I mean? I said Shedeur would throw for 275 yards. I said Shedeur would have 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I said he'd probably have 2 or 3 sacks. And I also said Jerry Judy will have 100 yards receiving. Man, Jerry Judy is a letdown, man. And Jerry Judy, man, it's hard to keep having confidence in Jerry Judy, man. He finds a way to turn good plays into bad plays. And not just only this game. He does it over and over and over, man. He has a problem with drops, consistent dropping the football. And now this fumble on one of Shedeur's biggest moments in the NFL. You know, Jerry Judy is supposed to be stepping up to help the young brother out, and he goes out there and just does a bonehead play and makes himself look bad in the process, you know. And that was a bad look for Jerry Judy today, man. And he needs to be trying to revive his career, man, because no one is looking at him too strong, man. You know, he's supposed to be stepping up for Shedeur. Same, plain and simple as that. And if he didn't fumble that football, And if he didn't fumble that football, he probably would have had 100 yards receiving like I predicted. But once you fumble the football, ain't no telling the coach still believe in you. The coach doesn't even want you on the football field anymore and things like that. But I did see Jerry Judy disappear for a while, and he came back. But Shedeur probably like, man, I ain't throwing you the football. But Shedeur impressed in the first half with 127 yards, and he went 7 for 11 in the first half passing. Only 1 sack and 1 interception in that first half. So Shedeur came out very, very impressive. And like I said, he came out like he was experienced, like he was meant to be there, even though he wasn't experienced. It's crazy. In the second half, the Raiders started sending that blitz, after getting hit with a big play from the first blitz. They decided they had to send the blitz because they didn't have a choice. It was only 3 points on the board, and Geno Smith was at quarterback, so they had to do something. And that's send the blitz, try to make something happen. And they kept sending that blitz. It kept sending that blitz. And you know what happens when you keep sending that blitz? You get hit with a screen for a touchdown. And that's what happened. Shedeur hit their butt on the slip screen. And I think it went like 66 yards for a touchdown. Get it to the fastest man on the football team for the Cleveland Browns. Boom. That was beautiful, man.
Overall player ratings, he come back with another comment. If the Browns didn't do the Wildcat, Shedeur would have had 3 touchdown passes today.
If they didn't do the Wildcat, yeah, right?
Yeah.
And that was kind of weird, too, at first, too, man. And I think Shedeur was kind of surprised himself. Like, he was talking to the sideline when he came off. And remember, everything is new to Shedeur, man. This is his first game being a full-time starter. And he came out as, during the Wildcat because they wanted to get Quinshon Judkins the football and one of the explosive players on offense. And he was on the sideline looking at it. It took me out like, he's thinking in his mind, like, I'm about to throw my first touchdown. It's like, go down, little fella, like your time is going to come, man. And all these are different for Shedeur, like I said, man, because he's not used to being a full-time starting quarterback in the National Football League. And, he's adjusting. He's adjusting, man. Shedeur showed up, man. The Cleveland Browns, there isn't too many big player athletes on offense, man. The biggest play threat they have is Quinshon Judkins. My question to anyone that believes in Dillon Gabriel or think that Dillon Gabriel has any potential to be a starting quarterback, right? And all my question to everyone is, can Dillon Gabriel make the plays like Shedeur did against the Raiders or on his first big play of the game?
Now, I think that's what we get. That's when he showed us. That's what we get. Ain't nothing changing. That's
exactly what I'm saying. Like, can Dillon Gabriel escape the pressure, escape the pocket, find the open man, and throw the ball 40, 45, 50 yards down the football field and make a play?
Did you see him do it? You saw him do it before?
No.
Exactly. No. I think what we saw. That's what it is.
What is the issue here? How is Dillon Gabriel out competing Shedeur Sanders supposedly for the starting position for the Cleveland Browns? If Dillon Gabriel cannot do the things that Shedeur Sanders can do, and Shedeur Sanders can damn well do the things that Dillon Gabriel do, how is this an issue for Shedeur Sanders to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And we seen over and over, man, the Raiders, they had a chance to draft Shedeur, and they looked awful as well. I mean, it's like all these teams had an opportunity to draft Shedeur, and turns out they are terrible at the quarterback position. But they skipped over Shedeur round after round after round. And the main people who should be ashamed of themselves are the Raiders. But at the same time, that's probably a good thing for Shedeur, because if Shedeur end up in that black hole, how terrible that offense look, man. I don't know, man. But Shedeur won't play as bad as Geno. I could never put Shedeur in a box like that, because he has a lot of potential, and we have yet to see what he can fully do in the NFL level yet. But Geno Smith is pretty much washed up, man. So can't really make those comparisons, But Shedeur was ready, man. Shedeur was ready for the pressure, and he made them pay, man. He made them pay. Not only him, man, it was the offensive coordinator making the good calls, because that's what you do when teams building up. If you could time screen plays up when you feel that pressure coming, boom, Shedeur making plays, man. And you could tell Shedeur was prepared to fix any existing mistakes he was making. You know, his first sack, he was aware of taking a sack for a negative for negative yardage, and he made sure he secured the football on that play, on that sack. He didn't take that sack for negative yardage, you know. And that was one thing that those are the type of things that Shedeur has to fix, those sacks that he takes over and over and over. And when you take sacks for negative yards, it makes the plays even worse. So you seen if y'all can remember the first sack of the game that Shedeur took, you know, he went forward instead of going backwards. And I noticed that you know, he's making corrections, you know what I mean? And how can the haters, man, hate on Shedeur after a game like this? All you can see on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, down your timeline is Shedeur praise, man. So there is nothing to hate. That kid did everything he can possibly do with his opportunity, man. And he's playing with not the best of the offensive line. The same offensive line Dillon Gabriel has to play with, but he makes more happen on offense than Dillon Gabriel. It's as simple as that. If you think these plays were designed for Shedeur Sanders, you crazy. Shedeur even make the screenplays designed for Dillon Gabriel look better than Dillon Gabriel make the plays look, you know? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. All these plays, most of these plays are designed or were designed in the beginning of the year to be in the offense of install for Dillon Gabriel. And Shedeur turns around and make these same plays designed for a left-handed quarterback look even better. That's what you're supposed to do, man. And Shedeur knows the situation. He knows he's much better than who he's competing against. He just has to play this game. It's like it's a game. Life is a game. And you have to play the game to get to where you need to, you know? But I really would like a scout to come debate with me and tell me Dillon Gabriel is better than Shedeur, and explain to me how, when, and where, or why.
I think it'll be a hater. I don't think it'll be actual like real evaluation. I feel like it'll be more hate of coming like because he can't do this, like on some, because they don't like who he is as a person. I don't think it's an actual real reason of like why they think that way.
So so basically the whole debate and the whole thing about Dillon Gabriel being better than Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel should be the starter for the Cleveland Browns. You're saying all that debating and all those things are over with now?
No, I ain't saying it's over with. I'm saying the reason why they would say Dillon Gabriel is better because they feel some type of weight is other than the actual game that he played. It's something else in their heart where it's going to be like
probably going to be one of these faceless trolls that never show their face and don't really say what they mean. They just hear the troll, you know what I mean? In one start, man, and 1 week, only 1 week of full preparation, Shedeur looked totally better than all of the quarterbacks for the Browns this season. All of the quarterbacks in 1 week and a full week of preparation. And I swear I thought the refs was going to throw that flag on that slip screen that went for a touchdown, man. It was like, it was a quiet moment, and it was like that pause and moment. It was like, is it going to count? Is this Shedeur Sanders' first moment of experience throwing a touchdown? Are the refs going to let it happen? And it was like, I swear they was thinking about it, man. It was like, I swear, man. But I'm glad. I swear I'm glad nobody threw a flag, man. But how is Kevin Stfensky going to feel about Shedeur Sanders' performance, man? Will he find something not to be happy about? Or will he accept that Shedeur Sanders can get the job done and he could do it in an elite level, right? You know, one thing about Kevin Stefanski, he isn't used to quarterbacks making big plays or creating like Shedeur did today. And sometimes that doesn't sit well with a coach because they want their system to be promoted first. They want their system to override the players. And that's one reason I can see Kevin Stefanski wanting to deal with Dillon Gabriel more than he wanted to deal with Shedeur. Whether they're winning or losing, he just feels like he's operating the system. Whereas Shedeur is going to run the offense, and it's going to feel like he's doing more of the of the system, you know, kind of like a Josh Allen situation. He knew he had to seize the moment. And man, honestly, man, he understands everything he is going through with not being able to practice with the scout team, having to throw to the equipment managers, and not getting first team reps. And he's going to come out and say it blatantly, but if you read between the lines and everything Shedeur speaks about, man, you will catch on fast. Check out Shedeur Sanders after the game.
I felt very relaxed, and half of that comes from preparing, studying, and knowing I got God on my side. So throughout all that, I had no worries. I didn't feel nervous or anything before the game because, you know, like he took all my worries and everything away.
Relax. You know, no worries, man. Like I say, man, Shedeur Sanders is built for this, man. He has the experience mentally to get the job done, man. I don't know if he's taking mental reps when he's not in the game or what, but already you can tell, man, he's built for this and he understands what it takes to get the job done. And if he didn't understand what it takes to get the job done, you can see just from playing 2 quarters to him playing 4 quarters. You're a professional, period. How fast can you make your correct your mistakes? How fast can you adjust to something you're not used to adjusting to?
I'm getting my Stephen A. Smith bag. Shedeur Sanders is a liar. He talking about he ain't get nervous today. It's your first start in NFL. You had your dad in the building, man. No, man, you was out there nervous. Man. I ain't gonna believe. Hey, I don't believe that.
there's a lot of evidence out there to back up his claim of him saying he's not nervous. Now, his dad came on say what needs to be said, and let me tell you, my son is unflappable. He said he was unflappable now.
Did you ever have moments when you was nervous?
Huh?
You ever had moments when you was nervous?
Yeah, I'm always nervous. It's like I'm only nervous until my cleats hit the football field. When they hit that grass, everything goes out of the, out the air.
Yeah,
out my head. I ain't thinking about that.
His first start, man, all that stuff that's been happening to him. He probably didn't sleep last night. Honestly, leading up to this, he think about all the possibilities. He think about me throwing a touchdown. He think about where he can mess up. I mean, it's no way.
No, but at the same time, man, you envision these things in your head when you're in the hotels. So you envision. So yeah, negative things will try to keep up in your mind, but you have to block them out and continue to see yourself doing positive things. Like I would go through that same situation. Like something might creep up in my mind at night with Peyton Manning completing the pass on me, and I have to hurry up and try to, force that out of my mind and show myself picking the ball. So it's like you have to really envision things you want to do in life, man, and make it come to fruition, man.
I ain't saying he wasn't ready or like it was a bad thing, but it's nerves. There's nerves that creep up in there. Your first NFL start as a quarterback. You had some nerves.
Sometimes you don't have time to get nervous, but I understand what you're saying, man. But yeah, I really don't. Man, you could see how calm, cool, and collect. He really doesn't get hyped up enough or agitated enough to get nervous, in my opinion, man. He just seemed like he's so cold and calm, like whatever. Like it was a couple of plays, it's like he was throwing down the field or taking chances that I thought were unnecessary, and he just walk off the field like nothing, or almost threw an interception, and it was just like, do you understand? Like, boy, this is your last opportunity, basically.
Yeah.
But shout out to Shedeur Sanders, man, and getting his first victory for the Cleveland Browns since 1999. Y'all played a lot of people by expectations. Let's just put it that way, man.